Hey guys, as always, let's jump straight in. We're going to be looking at the most expensive mistake that is made by most coaches and experts under 10K per month. So if you're one of these coaches, online experts, you've got a course, a program, and you're under 10K a month, this is for you. What I'm going to show you is what the problem is, first of all, really specifically right below. Then I'll show you the 4 solutions to change it that applies to all of your businesses and can really help scale you beyond those 10K months and beyond. So this is the problem. If you have a meh audience who don't care enough to solve your problem, you're fucked. Okay. So what is a meh audience? An audience that doesn't care. Okay. And they don't want to put their resources, their time and money to solve the problem that you're putting across. Okay. So if you're a nutritionist to help people lose weight or eat healthier, or a life coach to make people happier or reach their goals, or business mentoring to help people earn more money, whatever it is, if you don't have the right audience and you're really locked into that, they're not going to care enough, and then a few things happen. Okay, it results in an uphill struggles to get leads and then convert sales. So leads cost more. Okay, that means cost more time or more money if you do paid lead generation, and then convert sales. Your conversion rate goes way down. Okay, so you need to find an audience that isn't just meh to your problem that you're solving. Okay, and there's loads of things with this. I'm going to chuck all at you now that you can solve this and make your business way better. Basically get more leads and convert more sales. So first thing you need, and this does actually go in a bit of chronological order, you basically need a starving audience that can afford to pay you. It's 2 really emotive words there, starving and afford. Those are quite funny old words. Starving audience means they care so much about this. This isn't a kind of I need to fix problem. This is I really need to fix this. Please, somebody give me the answer to this. I need it. And they will go and search for it everywhere. And then when you come then on your magic carpet and your lamp, and then you just say, hey, here's this, I can solve this for you. And you have all the evidence and the offer and everything we're going to discuss below. It's an easy sell. Okay. It's a no-brainer. That's where we want to be. So you need to find who is your starving audience for the problem you solve or the result you get them. And you've got to make sure that they can afford to pay you. Okay. So a lot of people I know want to jump in and work with non-profits, or I don't know, at certain industries that are struggling at the moment, whatever, because it's the right thing to do or it feels really good. That's fine. But if you look at it just objectively as a business that can scale, and a business needs to make sure that it gets cash in so it can reinvest and survive and scale and serve their customers more, you need to make sure that the market you're going after, or more specifically the customer avatar you're going after, target audience, customer avatar, they can actually afford to pay you. Okay, they have budget to actually do that. Okay, so a question you can ask yourself straight away is, who cares the most about the problem I solve and will pay me my worth? Okay, so let's split this up into 2 parts. Okay, so we said, who cares most about the problem I solve? Okay, so again, who is hungry here? Okay, so a client we had recently who is a dietitian, they work with people with diabetes that they had, and I think that's a good step forward. But one good question to ask yourself is, who with diabetes is starving to solve this? Okay, who's really hungry to get this really solved? Is it a particular segment of the population? Okay, who have you worked with before that really cares about this and will get it done, versus people that just have diabetes? And you can apply that across any niche. Okay, don't just be like, okay, I work with entrepreneurs. What type of entrepreneurs and what type of entrepreneurs really care about this particular problem you have or service that you provide? Okay, again, if we're in the realms of kind ofs, if we go back up here, your leads get more expensive, more time consuming, and it's harder to convert sales. We do not want that as a business. We need to be efficient in our business. Okay, so the first part is they care the most about the problem they solve. Okay, and the second thing is they will pay me my worth. Okay, so they have to value the solution a lot. If it's one of their 5 top problems, that's not enough. We need it as their top problem or their top 2 problems that they need to solve in that moment. If they feel that, and that means that they value it enough, that means they will spend more of their resources, again, their time and their money, to solve it. That means you're not having to persuade people or drag people kicking and screaming over the line. You show the value, they appreciate the value, and you get them to a great result, which is worth way more than what they're actually paying for you. Okay, this is how, when we get to things like pricing and things like that, people are like, what should I charge? How much is too much? How much is enough? That becomes way less important, because you're coming from a place of value and you're selling it to people that want it. You're selling gold to people that want gold. Okay. Okay. So start an audience that can afford to pay you. That's almost step one, I would say. It's actually in a bit of chronological order. So we've got the customer avatar who really cares about solving the specific problem. Just quickly, how to get to a customer avatar. You can do loads of this stuff. Obviously, I can help you with that. But like another way to do it is just use AI to do this. Use Bard or ChatGPT and just talk through what type of business you are. Like who cares most about this problem? What do they want the most? Like what language do they use? Just keep prompting it and going down the rabbit hole with it. And ask it to build you a customer avatar or a target audience, and it will do it pretty well. And then you just keep refining it and defining it with it back and forth. Okay, if you're on a bit of a budget right now. Okay, but that in itself is not enough. Okay, because you could find a starving audience that can afford to pay you, and you feel really confident about that. Okay. Just quickly on that, when I say afford, okay, it's not just people that have money. People that have money are just not there just to go, here you go, and throw at you. The reason they have money is because they're not stupid, all right? They will then want their money to travel towards value that will either give them more time, freedom, or money itself, right? So don't just think, I'm going to target people with money. That is the wrong way, okay? Is it better to have people that have more budget? Yes, but it's better to have something that is super valuable to a starving audience, because they will usually, most people will then find the money because it's valuable to them. Okay. Like I know on some things I've budgeted 1,000 to spend something, but if I found something really valuable that I know is going to get me the result and is the right person with or the right organization with the right energy, I then end up spending like $5,000 or 100, spend 500. Okay. So make sure that you're not just, falling for the trap of rich people will pay me. Okay. It's a falsehood. So yeah, that's not enough first. So what we need to do is this second bit, which is a world-class offer that feels like a steal for the result they're getting. So it feels like a steal for your customer avatar. Now, I talked about world-class offer in a lot of other videos. Please go and watch that. Watch those if you haven't. A world-class offer basically is making something so good, so valuable for someone that it becomes a no-brainer, and it almost feels like they owe you. Okay, so we'll talk below about how to do bits on that, but that's the real basic of it. Okay, it's differentiated. It is much better than the competition. You offer more, you give more, you have more knowledge, you have more credibility, you deliver more. Okay, all of that is better. Okay, you deliver more in less time. Okay, there's lots on that. I don't want to spend time doing that. But here's what you should ask yourself. What amazing result could you get that you would roll out the red carpet for people as well? Okay, so let's again break that down into two. So what amazing result could you get your customer avatar? That's step one. Not I will make someone happier or make you more authentic in everywhere or make you healthier. That's not going to cut it. It needs to be a specific, tangible result that they can get to, that you can almost guarantee. If you give them everything, and as long as they do the work, they will get that. And if then 19 out of 20 people get it, and then one person doesn't, they have a guarantee that they can keep working with you, or you give them a refund or something, some sort of risk reversal if for those like tiny little anomalies that happen, because that does happen in business, right? So you've got to be accountable to that as well. Okay, but what amazing result could you get to? So I said earlier about one of our past clients with diabetes, and they had a bit of trouble doing this about, I'm not sure if I should guarantee something. And it also felt a bit awkward as well, because I get that, because some guarantees now they're used in ways that are like quite almost, I would go as far as say manipulative almost. You've got people that are not talented or not an expert in an area giving these crazy guarantees and they can't get there. And then they blame the client, which is like, not a way to do a guarantee. So you've got to think about what amazing result can you get people to. Okay. And remember, if you're not as confident, then you probably need to make sure that your program or your offer spends more time on it, or you offer more things. So that means maybe you get a less of a margin on it. You could potentially charge less if you're starting out, but we don't want to look about lowering price and being cheap. So we've got to maybe provide more and then maybe have a little bit less profit on that, okay? So that we can use that to ensure that they get more result, okay? And that comes into the second point. How would you roll out the red carpet for people, okay? So for your customer avatar, how would you make them feel unbelievably special? How would you give them such a premium experience that they're getting, that they're like thinking, I'm getting all of this for $2,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 or 500 quid, okay? Whether it's medium ticket or high ticket, they're like, I'm getting all of this. They feel special. Why is that important? Not only is it more likely that they're going to get an even greater result than they would get if you just did the 12 weeks and session every other week and email access and just that boring white noise offers that people do. If you roll out the red carpet with giving them extras, surprises, personal touches, bringing in additional people to help them, like all of those things, you're going to give them such an amazing result that they're going to then have a greater lifetime value to you. What is lifetime value? It means that they spend more money with you. Why is that good? Money travels to things that are valuable. Okay, so if they're spending more money with you, they're not just chucking money at you for the sake of it. They're seeing that Sam is valuable or Susan is valuable, so I'm going to spend more money with them because I want more of what they're giving me. So that's great for you and that's great for them. It's a win-win, okay? So get an amazing result. So make sure you have the evidence to do that and build something that a program, a service, whatever, to get them result. That is the core of your business here. But then also roll out the red carpet as well. And roll out the red carpet does not mean I'm going to give them a free PDF. 15 years ago, that was okay. Not now. Think outside the box. Get them, like, Starbucks coffee vouchers, gifts, presents, whatever. Extra free sessions they didn't know about, all that sort of shit. Really surprise them. Okay. Then you can build an offer statement. This is called loads of different things. I always forget the words to. I just call it offer statement. People call it niche specific offer statements, and they have all these clever acronyms. QER, I saw it called the other day, which is, I don't even know what it stands for, to be honest with you. It all means the same thing. An offer statement, which is shaped roughly in the same way. Here's an example, and I'm using me as an example of it, my head on the chopping block here. This is an example for our academy for the branding. This is not available. This is the one of one. But this is our one, and it's, I'll help you reach your first 5-figure month in 6 months. This may seem really basic, but it's brilliant if I say so myself. Why? For a few reasons I'm going to teach you now. Let's break it down what I'm doing, and then also why I'm saying the things I'm saying so you can apply it too. I'll help you reach your first 5-figure month, okay? That is the result they're getting to, the specific solution, okay? Then the second thing is in under 6 months, okay, which is a time frame. So what am I doing? Result and time frame. That is the most basic version of an offer statement, but this is the version I want to show you first. Okay, so you've got to get into a specific result. You might go, 5-figure month, that's a bit basic, isn't it? That's a bit broad. Right? No, this is what our market, because we've done all this research on our customer avatars and who's starving and who's the one can afford to pay us and who we're going to get great results to, and all these things I'm telling you. And what they want, as simple as, is they want their first 5-figure month, and then they want stable 5-figure months, and they're sick of all the bullshit that's out there that promises the world but then doesn't actually have any substance, or talks to them like a salesperson, and all these different things. We know all of that because we've done the research, and guess what? We're still doing research. I'm still learning stuff about people to refine it. So even though I don't actually like the word 5-figure month, and I hate 6-figure business, and I hate 7-figure queen and all that crap, that's what people are looking for. That's what they want. And your job is, as a marketer within your own business, is to give people what they want. Tell people what they want, give them what they need. Okay, so I know 5-figure month, okay, is what people want, and we're going to give them that, but we're going to give them in the correct way, which is what the next below bit I'm going to show you. But you have to do that. Okay, don't be sitting there on your soapbox, like, just being like, oh no, but this is what I need to do, and do that, like, and this is how I'm going to do it. Okay, but no one's going to be there to listen to you. And there's 2 things that you need in your business: a great offer and traffic going there. If you haven't got the traffic going to this great offer you've created because you're super talented and all that, well, you're not going to have a business. So you need to make sure you're selling people what they want, which is a 5-figure month. Obviously, you have to be able to deliver that. Okay, that is, I don't have to keep repeating that, but I'm just making sure that you're not thinking, I'll give you $1 million a month. Can you do that? You've got to have evidence that you can do it, and you've got to have guarantees in place. So the second side of this that we added to this, but I just wanted this simple one first, is we have the time frame. Time frame has to be specific to you. I would love to say we could guarantee we get people to 5-figure months in 3 months. It does happen, but sometimes it doesn't. And I'd rather people have it for 6 months. I'd rather them solidify a lot of knowledge. So we do it over a 6-month period. We also don't tie people into a contract. There's loads of things you can do here to make an amazing offer. Be different. Like, don't be like, you're tied into a contract. We don't do that. It's part of a group and you get one thing a week. No, we give them 3 a week. You have no one-to-one access unless you pay a load more. No, you get 2 one-to-ones with a load of different mentors. I'm telling you, this is what we do. So we have a world-class offer. So it's easy. Okay, think about it the same way. Steal this, okay, and apply it yourself. If you're a nutritionist or a life coach or a yoga teacher or a therapist or a consultant, just apply it. It's easy. The third thing you do is then that risk reversal I talked to you about earlier when I was saying about an amazing result. it is a fact of life that you could work with 30 people and you might get great results, or people get great value, like 29 of them do, but maybe one person doesn't. And that could be a fault of your own, a fault of theirs, or the world, COVID happens, okay? Something like that can happen. As long as you've got a fair contract from that, so it means that they have to show up and do stuff, and then you also have to show up and do your bit as well, and it doesn't work out for one reason, you can have a risk reversal, which is like, we'll work with you until you do. We fortunately, touch wood, haven't had to do that, but we've had some things where we've had to have conversations because people aren't doing the work or we've made a mistake. Like, that's normal. It's different. You see these babe influencers online and these Lamborghini bros where every client they work with makes millions and everything they work is they lose £100. And that doesn't happen in the real world. Like, in the real world, there's some things you need to work on and talk about. So to make a great offer, have a bit of risk reversal. Hey, listen, I'm going to get you there in that time. And even if for some reason I don't, like a lightning bolt happens, or we're delayed on stuff, I'm going to keep working with you and get you there, okay? Because I want that reputation, and I want you to give me a great load of referrals, and I want you to give me an amazing testimonial. So I'm pop committed. They're like, oh, Susan really gives a shit about me getting there, okay? So it's that sort of vibe, okay? So, 3 things. Specific result you're getting them to that they care about, just like above. A time frame that you can deliver in, okay? Don't overpromise and underdeliver. Underpromise, overdeliver. And then a bit of risk reverse, okay? Loads of way to do that, but don't do it in a cringe way. The bit to add below is then add what you will do to fix this, okay? So we've got this at the top, and then adding this on then by fixing your offer, what I'm talking about today. And then also what we do is socials and lead gen, okay? So that is giving them what they need, not what they want. So they want the 5-figure month and the shiny thing. That's what motivates them. I'm like, yeah, great. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, that's what you want. That's wonderful. But I'm there like, this is what you actually have to do. You don't just focus on that. You've got to get your offer nailed, which I'm talking to you about today. Then the social side is you need excellent content. You just need to post. And then lead gen. You've got to have consistent lead gen that give you a steady flow of leads. What is this for you? If you're, diabetes, let me try and do this now. If you're solving diabetes, maybe it's to do with by fixing your sugar intake and exercise and, maybe the 5 main foods you should be eating. I don't know. I've probably just made a load of dietitian and nutritionist enemies, but those specific things that you can fix where they go, oh, Susan again knows what she's talking about. This is the same with all things. If they are very generic, or they don't have a really strong North Star they're heading to, or doesn't have a time frame that is realistic and actually works, then you're going to get loads of things. You're going to either have to give out a load of refunds, you're going to have a load of pissed off clients that are going to just slag you off all the time, and you're not going to know what the hell you're doing with them because it's just you're just all over the place, okay? So those things you can do to build an offer statement, which is then built on a world-class offer, which is then targeting a very hungry audience. See, starting to feel good now, right? And the final bit that you can do here is then have a unique roadmap that help clients see the pathway that you can send to them. This can be tailored, or it can be generic if you have a very, I say generic, that's the wrong word. It can be, what's the word? The same every time, whatever that is meant to be, a roadmap for people, if that's how you get them to a weight loss or a strength gain or a certain amount of money or less time or whatever, or personal brand or whatever it might be. I've given you an example here of a really generic one that we actually used to use. We don't really use it now for some of our one-to-one clients. We now use completely tailored, completely AI models, but it would be generally, super general, okay, we have the kickoff call and then we have specialist sessions first and then we craft your message and blah, blah. And you go into detail on each of these. You can build this like a proposal as well. It doesn't have to be a visual roadmap. I just personally like roadmaps for my clients. But yeah, you can do stuff like that, okay? That shows them. So now you've got a unique roadmap that is getting them to where they want to go, this stuff. Then you've got, sorry, I'm starting to sound condescending more and more I talk here. I apologize. My energy has shifted to then a world-class offer that feels like a steal for a result. Okay, amazing result, roll out the red carpet. To a starving audience that can afford to pay you. So they really care about the problem. They will pay you what they're worth. They're not trying to bootstrap or cheap things. They don't want to Fiverr it, whatever. That will solve your audience, speaking to crickets, or them not really giving a shit about it and not wanting to solve the problem enough. So it starts with finding the right audience by doing those things, okay? And that, guys, is the most expensive mistake by most coaches and experts that I see under 10K a month. Hope this was helpful. Please like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again in another video. Take care.